Okay, everyone, we're ready. We will have a briefing now, and Police Chief Thomas Carter will open and will be followed by two of his officers to talk about the early morning shooting. Chief Carter.
Hello, actually, I'm not going to open. Captain Cleary's going to open, but we didn't tell Joyce that, so it's my fault. Captain?
Sir. Good afternoon, everybody. Details of the event that we're all here for. About 2:36 this morning, officers responded to the area of the 200 block of Verbeck Street for a reported robbery. On the way to that location, some of the officers spotted the vehicle that was described by the victims. Officers attempted to stop the vehicle. The vehicle fled, was led on a chase through the uptown area. During that chase, people inside the vehicle fired several rounds at one of the officers chasing the vehicle, striking our police vehicle at least twice. The officers continued the pursuit. The vehicle eventually stopped. The offenders bailed out in the 3000 block of Green Street. As I saw some of you up there this morning, there's an extensive search with members of the Harrisburg Bureau of Police, a number of surrounding municipalities, the state police, and eventually the Dauphin County Crisis Response Team. We also brought in a helicopter from the Pennsylvania State Police and thoroughly searched the area. We have identified the shooter and the participants. I'll let Detective Sergeant Oliveira address those. I can just hand it off to him, and then we can add any questions.
The shooter in this instance is Sean McCoy. Sean McCoy is being charged with the following charges: 2 counts of robbery, criminal conspiracy, escape, criminal attempt homicide, 2 counts of aggravated assault, person not to possess a firearm, carrying a firearm without a license, discharging a firearm within city limits, and flight to avoid. There are 2 other individuals that were in the vehicle when it fled. Give me 1 second. First one is, I will spell the name. It is Sharryne Cook, Sharryne Cook, black female, 24. Ms. Cook will be charged with 2 counts of robbery, criminal conspiracy, flight to avoid, apprehension, fleeing and eluding, and driving without a license. Second individual is Yusuf Chandler Blake. He's a black male, 25. He will be charged with 2 counts of robbery, criminal conspiracy, escape, and flight to avoid apprehension. First name is Yusef Chandler, Chandler - Blake, Blake.
I just want to add to this here that the officer was put in a situation where he could have returned gunfire. He used excellent judgment. He did not do that. No Harrisburg City police officer returned gunfire when they were being fired upon. The officer naturally is a little shooken up, but they're doing fine. It was an extensive manhunt. We do know who the people is, as you were just now told. And I want to appeal to the family of Sean McCoy. I know Sean personally. I know his family, his mom. And I want to reach out to them to give them an opportunity to have him to surrender without any further incident. It is not the desire of the Harrisburg police to do any bodily injury to Sean, but it's we have to address what took place. So we're offering him an opportunity. His family knows me. I was already contacted by his family members, and they're trying to reach out to him to have him to surrender in a peaceful manner. we can set up something. They already have my cell phone number. The whole city seems to have my cell phone number. But it is our desire to take him into custody in a peaceful manner and afford him the opportunity to get a lawyer and to go through the criminal justice system. I want to thank the CERT team, Chief Martin. I want to thank Capitol Police and the other agencies that assisted in the search. They were put in a very dangerous situation. As you already heard, that police officers were fired upon. The one vehicle was struck numerous times. It was struck to the point, where it has to have very serious engine work done to it. So therefore, we're just thankful that nobody got seriously hurt. I also want to thank the victims and the witnesses for coming forth, because without the witness or the victims, this would not be possible. They're identified. We just want to bring them to justice right now. We don't bring Sean in without anything happening to him.
Chief, we also ran into some of the family members. They were out there looking for Sean themselves. They were fearful that Sean is kind of in a desperate state right now. They said he's prepared to die for this. They mentioned that his father's in jail and that he didn't want to go to jail. Are you taking extra precautions trying to track him down?
Sean just got out of jail recently. I believe he spent 2 years behind bars for other incidents involving guns. It is not the desire of our police agency to bring any harm to Sean. We want him to surrender so that we can address any problem that he may have. When these here young men are out there doing these robberies, they call them licks. They are prepared to sacrifice anything possible. If that means taking out a victim or taking out a police officer, that's the mindset that they have. It's a very dangerous situation for a police officer to be faced with. Again, I just want to comment on the professional manner that the police officers showed by not returning fire, because if they would have, the driver could have gotten hit, and then you have a vehicle that's going down the street that could possibly do serious damage to an innocent person. So if Sean McCoy is out there listening, if his family's listening, please contact Harrisburg Police. Please contact Dauphin County Dispatch. Please contact myself, since I do know you guys. Detective Oliveira, he will give you the phone number to Dauphin County Dispatch, where we can do this here in a civil manner without anybody else getting hurt.
After McCoy fled, after the crash, McCoy broke away from the two other people that were arrested. Was anybody in the neighborhood harmed? Did he come across anybody that you know of that he may have heard or anything like that?
We didn't get any phone calls stating that he tried to break into somebody's house. There was no other civilian contact made with him at that time. We believe that he took a westerly flight towards the river, and we believe that he was hiding down there.
We know from the past couple of weeks, police have been searching for McCoy. He is linked to other robberies, correct?
Yes, he's wanted on 2 other robbery counts.
And then what do you believe his state is right now? Since he was the shooter, do you believe he still has the weapon on his person? Could be armed and dangerous?
That's very possible, or he might have discarded this one, but it's not hard for these young kids to get weapons, so he could be in possession of that weapon, or he could have gotten another weapon.
How old is he?
He's in his 20s, maybe 20 years old.
20.
Yes.
So he argued to be the gunman that fired at the officer?
Yes, he was identified as the gunman.
Where did the initial robbery take place?
In the 200 block of Verbeck Street.
How do you know Sean?
I'm from Harrisburg. His family's from Harrisburg. I know his mom. Sean was a pretty good athlete at one time back when he was smaller, but for some reason he just went to the left. He wasn't focused. I don't know if it was because his father is incarcerated and he didn't have that proper guidance, but I've known Sean ever since he was small.
Do you have the
Yes.
two other people in custody now?
Yes, we do.
And where do you think he is now?
Who, Sean?
Yeah.
We don't know. We're in the process of searching for him. We're out there actively looking for him. But we just want the news media to put out there, to let Sean know that we're not here to do any bodily injury to him. Nobody wants to harm him. but we do want him off the streets until we can address the situation that he was in last night.
Was this a residential robbery or business?
A person, there was two people outside.
Like murder?
Did it happen, I mean, I know it happened outside of Al's Cafe, this bar there. Did it start inside the bar, did it spill out, or did that just work?
I don't want to get into too much detail because this case is still pending the legal system, but it happened outside on Verbeck Street. There were two victims. The one victim was pistol whipped.
Did the other two people tell police that McCoy was the one that was shooting?
We have cooperation from at least one of the people involved.
What was the loss from the robbery outside Al's Cafe? Was it just cash or jewelry?
Do you want to address that?
There was cash, jewelry, and also electronics, I believe cell phones that were taken from that. It was two individuals who happened to be walking on the street that were accosted by them.
So they weren't even leaving the bar, they were just walking down the side?
I don't want to go into that aspect, but they were on the street when they were confronted.
And can you give us a medical update on the guy that was pistol whipped?
At this time, he does not require any medical treatment.
All three people were involved in the robbery and the chase and shooting.
All three people were together. They all had different parts in it.
Okay, Sean was the person shooting at the police.
Yes.
Do you believe the people that were robbed are innocent victims?
At this point in time, we have nothing to indicate anything other.
So McCoy wasn't driving a getaway vehicle?
No.
Do you have any idea what he might be wearing at this point?
Last we know, he was wearing a dark colored hood, actually a black hoodie, black jeans. I don't remember if it was a red or maroon type of sneakers. And it may be dark red going into the maroon color.
Can you talk a little bit about the lockdown or what happened in the neighborhood and what you guys did to notify the residents and try to keep everyone safe while you were looking for him right after this happened?
We tried to push out as much information as we could to the public to shelter in place and keep everyone safe. We set up a large perimeter. We had officers go door to door, speak with the residents. Any vehicles leaving, we did a consent search of them to make sure that there was nobody being kidnapped, nobody hiding inside the vehicles. So we tried to keep everyone as informed as possible. Because the late hour is a little difficult, we tried to get out the best information that we could.
How did you choose which doors to knock on? Was it ones where you thought he was most likely closest to the perimeter?
We knocked on pretty much every door within the perimeter that we felt he may have been contained in.
Maybe everyone already has the perimeter, but what roughly was the perimeter bounded by?
Basically the Italian Lake area, the immediate area surrounding the lake. It's the lake itself.
Were any other departments helping out? I saw Susquehanna Township Police driving around the area. Were they assisting?
Yes, we got an enormous amount of help from the surrounding municipalities. I saw officers from just about every municipality in the county out there. We also got help from the state police. We got help from the Capitol Police. So it was a concerted, cooperative law enforcement effort from a number of agencies.
How long do you plan on keeping the patrols out there and keeping the search on for Sean?
Until we find him, or until he turns himself in.
And just as heavily as it is right now?
We're going to search for him vigorously.
So Chief, if you could address this, just talk a little bit more about the restraint from the officer. I mean, I don't know what it's like to have someone shoot at me, but I imagine a lot of things go through your head, especially when you're also driving and pursuing something.
Yes, luckily the officer, he's new, he has military training, he's a Harrisburg resident, he's a great young man. He was actually broadcasting the direction of travel. There were 6 different locations throughout the city that he was being shot at. He was broadcasting out when his car was being struck by gunfire. He just did a fantastic job to be a new officer. He showed restraint, he showed professionalism, he showed poise, and we're just proud of all of the officers that were involved in that situation. Because as you know, what's going on throughout the country when it comes to police and force and deadly force. And I believe that, my officers would have been justified in returning gunfire, but they took into consideration the totality of the circumstances and the other people that they may be putting at danger if they would return gunfire. So they did what they had to do, and the outcome is good. The outcome is good. So I'm really proud of them.
And where was the car?
I saw one through the driver's side door, and I saw one up front near the engine block. Was it by the engine block or a little bit? The train, yeah, because it was transmission fluid leaking and stuff like that.
What kind of weapon did he have?
At this time, I'm not sure if we recovered any casings or anything like that, so we don't know. I just know that we have a pretty large area to comb back over, where the shots were fired at. If it was a semi, they could have the casings could have kicked back into the car. A revolver, they would still be in the gun. So we don't know yet.
So if they hit the driver's side, they were aiming for him.
Well, to me, anytime somebody shoots in your direction, they're aiming for you. So I would say yes. Yes.
Do you have the exact locations of the 6 spots where he was fired at?
We do, but we're not going to release that information right now because we have forensics work yet still left. So I'm pretty sure after we get the okay from the DA's office to release those locations, we can do that.
Were they all uptown?
Uptown. Uptown, pretty much uptown. Uptown. Anything else?
The other two, have they been arraigned? Are they?
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your time, and please put out there, that we want to bring Mr. McCoy in safely. Okay? Thank you.